audience, and welcome to my program. Today I'm going to be doing a documentary on cultism. I'm your host, Ezobi Charity. Cultism is defined as the activities or practice of a group of people with one common spiritual, religious, or philosophical belief. In general psychological studies, the term cult has been subjected to a whole lot of controversial and divergent definitions, but most cults are referred to as secret cults. They are called that because their activities and practice are hidden from the public and non-members. Cultism is a major vice which is common in tertiary institutions. Cultism itself, according to history, started for a good cause, but over the years, things have changed. Let us take a look at the history of cultism and how it all began. In Nigeria, the first confraternity cultism began as far back as 1952. It started out as fraternities and they were confined within university campuses with the motive of maintaining law and order on campuses. It was not until the 1990s that they began spreading to the streets and creeks. The first fraternity in Nigeria was the Pirate Confraternity at the University College, Ibadan. The Pirate Confraternity started by 7 students, among which was the popular Nigerian Nobel laureate, Wole Soyinka. They called themselves the Magnificent Seven. The Pirate Confraternity activities were non-violent dispute resolutions and fighting against elitist nonsense and pretenses. The motto of the confraternity was against all conventions. Their logo was the skull and cross bones. For almost 20 years, the Pirate Confraternity was the only fraternity in most Nigerian universities. By the early 1970s, other fraternities began to spring up as a result of leadership tussle among members of the previous confraternity. One of them was the Buccaneers, which was formed in 1972 by a former member of the Pirate Confraternity after he was expelled from the Pirate Confraternity for not following teachings of the fraternity. On the 31st of October 1980, the Pirates formally registered with the Ministry of Internal Affairs in Nigeria under name National Association of Sea Dog. As more fraternities began to emerge, the practices began to deviate from the original intention of the first fraternity as a result of different disturbing acts. After the emergence of the Buccaneers Confraternity, another fraternity known as the Neo-Black Movement of Africa, aka Black Axe, was founded at the University of Benin. This was the beginning of confraternity violence in Nigeria. Most of the fraternities were popularly referred to as a secret cult. Another group known as the Internal Fraternal Order of the Legion Consortium, aka Clan Confraternity, was founded at the University of Calabar. This was also followed by the emergence of the Supreme Vikings Confraternities, also known as the Adventions of the Norsemen Club in 1984. During this period, the new cult groups in Nigeria began to introduce new traditions into the fraternities. Before they would go out for any activities, they would practice some voodoo rituals. Another early fraternity founded in Nigeria is the Aye Confraternity. It also started at the University of Ibadan and was later registered as a cultural association. The confraternity Aye, which means bird in the Yoruba language, was also known as the National Association of Airlords. Their motto was "No feather, no bed," and the symbol of no love, no peace. The objective of the group was to preserve the Yoruba culture. Every member of the Aye confraternity gave themselves the name of a bird. In the early 1990s, activities of the confraternity expanded to the streets and creeks. Different confraternities were involved in battles of supremacy. It was around this time that the family confraternity, also known as the Mafia of campus, Mafia, emerged. The Mafia was modeled after the Italian Mafia. As time went on, the emergence of democratic rule, most of the on-campus confraternities began to move out of campus. This was as a result of movements which were planned to end cultism in Nigerian universities. Amnesty was granted to every cult member who decided to renounce their membership. So cult groups have moved their meetings and other practices to neighborhood and streets around their campuses. Although it seemed the move was effective for a while, cult groups soon resumed their activities on campuses. This was because the university authorities and the government could not provide enough facilities to security personnel to tackle cultism on campuses. Numerous cult groups arose early in 1990s. Some of them include Black Scorpion, Dreaded Friend of Friends, Eagle Club, Executioners, Fame of Fraternity of Friends, Gentlemen Club, Jurists, Baba Brothers, Red Seahorse, Second Son of Satan, SSS, Some Men, Temple of Eden, Trojan Horse, White Bishops, etc. Some female group cults were also formed, such as Amazons, Barracudas, Black Berets, Black Bra, Daughters of Jezebel, and Temple of Eden. A lot of students today join cults in Nigerian tertiary institutions for several reasons, some of which include a desire for power and sense of belonging, protection, revenge, low self-esteem, and peer influence. Belonging to a cult group comes with its attendant consequences, among which are loss of respect and regard for the lives and property, loss of moral values and good character, premature death due to interfraternities war. Chances of being expelled from school are very high. Living in fear is also something that happened to a member of cult. Violence, exam malpractice, intimidations and oppressions of students and lecturers. Cult activities can be reduced to the barest minimum if the following are done. Make it a law to be criminal for any lecturer to be a cultist. Treat cult members among students as armed robbers and assassins. There should be a very serious awareness program talking about the ills of cultism and the punishment for it. The way HIV and AIDS campaign has been reinforced is the way we need to tackle cultism. A high-powered espionage should be carried out on all campuses and government offices. A high-powered espionage should be carried out on all campuses and government offices to flush cultists out. They meet on land, not in the air. Some even announce their meeting. They should all be smoked out and made to face the law. That is where we bring the program to an end. I'm still your host, Ezobi Charity. See you same time, same station. Bye.